For this installment of Conversations with C News, I'm joined by Soca Parang Queen, Marcia Miranda. Marcia, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. It is my privilege. It's wonderful to be here.
And it's great to have you. I want you to start by telling me a bit about how you got your start in the entertainment industry.
We have to go back some years here now, Dion. Well, I grew up in a nightclub. I didn't grow up in the nightclub, but my parents owned a nightclub in Tobago. It actually was the only entertainment place in Tobago at the time, so everyone came there to be entertained and so on. And all the Trinidadian artists, the big artists like Sparrow and Kitch and Rose and Rash OTI and all these people, Ella Andel, all these people I grew up looking at on stage. They were like my mentors. And then I would ask Dad sometime when I got to about 14 years old, I asked Dad if I could perform on stage. So I remember one night, him allowing me to go up on stage and perform, and that was like my big highlight, of my teenage years. So that's basically where I started to get my courage to be on stage. And then we all know about Scouting for Talent with Holly. I did scouting twice, I think, 2 years and so on. And I was involved in music festival and so on. So that's where I got my start in music and so on. When I was a little later on now, I joined International Airline as a flight attendant, and I lived in Digmarton at the time in the western part of the country. And myself and my friends got together and we formed a parang group, real, authentic, traditional parang group of the poor, right? Where we went house to house paranging. I mean, real sweet paranging. And that's where my love for the Christmas music started. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how did you go from authentic parang to soca parang?
Okay, well, first of all, I love parang music and I love Christmas, and I really enjoyed those years singing parang music. And there was, I was in Biwi, there was a competition that we had, a Calypso Monarch competition when I was there. And I entered that and I actually won that competition. I became the Biwi Calypso Monarch. And my good friend Peter Rayblood suggested to me, Marcy, you have everything that it takes, why don't you go professional, So I said, okay, but I love my parang music. He says, well, fuse them, do the parang soca, so that was it. And I started and I got my first song from Franz Lamkin, De Lamo. He gave me a song called Run the Bread, and it was very popular with the ladies because it was all about asking men to run the bread. It's Christmas, we have things to do, things to buy. And then of course the other one would have turned out to be one of my biggest hits today, Bring Out the Ham. And the rest was history as far as that was concerned.
Okay, but with all your parang and soca parang, Christmas is the time for that kind of music.
Yeah.
Do you really get time to enjoy the Christmas season?
Okay, I enjoy performing for Christmas. I enjoy being on stage. I enjoy the fact that I know I make people happy, right? Because I put everything into my performances. I know my songs are stories. They're Christmas stories. They're stories about Christmas in Trinidad. They're stories about the foods that we eat, the children, the love, the joy, everything about Christmas. So the idea of being that person who stands on stage and relates that and interacts with the audience about that, it makes me happy. That makes me happy. I love to look out into the audience and see people's smiling faces. I love to see people singing along with me, clapping, dancing. I love to see the smiling faces of the innocent children. When I sing songs, I like to hear like one of my songs called Gimme Love, and the children are screaming la 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 la. Those kind of things. I love that. However, it's a little tiring because yes, I do a lot of shows. I'm grateful that I am in demand at Christmas time. I think I may just be one of the more popular performers at Christmas time, and so I am in great demand. So I do quite a lot of shows. So it is tiring. So I don't have time to really spend with my family. I have no time to have my friends over. I do decorate my house, and when I come home at nights from performances, I sit alone on my couch and look at my Christmas tree and, meditate or, just feel grateful about, what the gift that God has given to me and so on. But then I sometimes say I can't wait for the 23rd, which is the day I cut off, and that's the day I really start to, enjoy Christmas and cook and call my friends and say what we doing and where we going and go to the mall and really shop and stuff like that. So, basically, I love it. I love this season. I love it. I love performing. I meet a lot of people. I meet, myself and the other entertainers, we box up everywhere and we high five and we, really have a good time, and that's good. That's good because I am a very grateful person, and so that's good enough for me. That's good.
Outside of the performances, what do you enjoy most about the Christmas season?
Wow, I think the spirit of Christmas. I love the fact that at Christmas time, people are in such a wonderful spirit. The spirit is in the air. Like everybody's so happy, and running around and excited about, this season and about giving, and that is so important. People are shopping and wondering, you see them, what am I going to get for mom, for dad, for my sister, for my friend? And it's a different kind of spirit, and people are inviting strangers to their homes, and everybody's like, come by me, come and have a drink, come sit with me, let's talk, and I love that. I don't think there's any other time of year, barring Carnival, that we have that kind of really true, genuine, sincere spirit among us humans, so I enjoy that.
Okay, what are some of the challenges you would have encountered as a female entertainer?
To be quite honest, I don't think I've been lucky. I can't remember having encountered any challenges really. I think I've been respected as an artist, and I can't say, it would be unfair of me to say that I have really encountered anything as being a female per se. An artist in general, singing a local genre of music, you have your challenges, but not particularly as a female. I think I've been able to get through without having to deal with challenges per se as a woman.
Looking back though at your musical journey, what if anything would you do differently?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I think that I would have probably spent a little more time developing myself musically, because to be quite honest, I'm not musically inclined. I can't even play an instrument, right? I probably would have learned to play the piano or the guitar or something like that. So I just get along, by just knowing music and just knowing exactly what I have to sing. I know the notes, I know the keys and stuff like that. But I think I would have learned an instrument. And I also would have loved to have spent a little bit more time in calypso, because I like calypso. I like the idea of the storytelling, so.
Okay, you were diagnosed with cancer in 2004. How did your life change following the diagnosis?
Well, I can tell you something. That has made me an even more grateful person for life. I really respect my body. I listen, and I'm more in tune to and listening to what my body says to me. I take care of my body a whole lot more. I basically live my life now as an inspiration to other people, because I know that God has saved my life. I was diagnosed at stage 3B, which is kind of risky, yeah. And so now, whenever I have the opportunity, I use it to empower and educate women and men about screenings and trying to prevent themselves from having to go through what we who have been diagnosed with cancer have gone through. And even if they do have it, I try to to support as often as I can people. I really think that I'm a whole different human being now for having been diagnosed with cancer. I can't say I regret it because I believe it was part of my life path. I believe in that as well, that God allows things to happen for you to learn, and surely I have learned quite a lot, and I try to impart as much of that knowledge to other people.
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned?
That the fact that it's just a detour in life, and you just have to enjoy it. Enjoy life, even though it takes you in different places. Just go with the flow. Enjoy the detour, learn the lessons, and do it differently the next time.
Did you find it difficult to come to terms with your diagnosis?
Okay, initially it was difficult for me because I did not know, like probably a lot of people don't, much about cancer, because especially in 2004, I don't think we were as aware as we are now about the dangers lurking out there with the environment, the foods that we eat, the things that we do to our bodies, and so on. So I really knew very little. So I really initially thought, okay, I may be seeing the beginning of my demise. I honestly thought that. But I was not afraid. I was not afraid, really. And because I had great faith in God, and I had some serious conversations with my God and told him that he was in charge, and whatever it is I had to do, I wanted him to guide me, and surely he did. And so I just did what I thought I had to do, and what I was, and what I felt was best for me, and never felt afraid after that.
Okay, and tell me a bit about your support system.
I had a great support system. I have a wonderful family. I have a very beautiful sister, Marguerite. Unfortunately, I had another sister who died of cancer. While I was taking care of myself, unfortunately, my sister passed away from cervical cancer, which is very unfortunate because women should not really pass away from cervical cancer. And unfortunately, she was not sharing with us what was going on with her. Yeah, and that was sad because there I was, out there, trying to help the whole world. And right there in my home was my sister suffering, and we had no idea what was going on with her before it was much too late. So, but she was great support, and my sister Marguerite, my mom, she's a prayer warrior, and all my friends, and I had the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society, and Paula, Bibi, Kathy Farrell, the entire staff down there. They are such wonderful people, and they really encourage you and motivate you to keep going. And then you get lost in volunteerism and being a person who wants to help and so you kind of forget what your issues are, So that I would say, my support, my friends, my family, and the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society.
Tell me a little bit more about your work with the Cancer Society.
Well, I am a volunteer. I'm an active member. Before I took up my job as a radio personality, I had quite a lot more time, and I would go out and I would go to different organizations and companies and and corporate bodies and stuff like that, and do a lot of lecturing and helping them and so on. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time anymore, but I do volunteer work with the society in whatever way I can. When we have events, and so I go out there. I make sure that I talk to people. I help in whatever way I can, disseminating information. Whenever there is something going on, when we have our walk, I am there. When we have our Christmas functions, we have our family days, anything, in any way that I can help. And of course, a lot of people are aware of my diagnosis, so I think a lot of people call me as well. A lot of people call me and tell me their position, share with me, they have a sister or a friend or their mom or somebody like that, and can you tell me what we should do, and what did you do, and so on and stuff like that. And they would say, I was talking to them at the Cancer Society and they spoke so highly of you, is it all right if I speak to you, can I call you? And I'll be, surely, of course, that's what I want to do for you, and that's what I do with the society. I practically work as a face for the society,
okay.
And a voice for the society.
Okay, what advice do you have for fellow survivors or people who are now dealing with their diagnosis?
Well, I think information is important. I think we become afraid when we're not knowledgeable of something in general in life. So I think the first thing to do, okay, so you've been diagnosed, find out as much as possible about your diagnosis, because no two people have the same diagnosis. Everybody is going to be different, Your body is different to my body. Your lifestyle is different to mine. Your age is different to mine. Everything, So therefore, your diagnosis is going to be different to mine. So, it means that you're going to have to deal with your cancer differently. So if you go out there and as much as possible get information, I am one of the places that people come to for information. The World Wide Web is another place that people go, the Cancer Society. And from that now, you kind of figure out, we all have intuition, right? You use your intuitive skills and zoom in on what you think is best for you, right? And then you find, of course, the best team of doctors, talk to people, trust your doctors, and pray, and I think you'll be on the right path.
Did you find it more difficult to deal with your diagnosis being a public figure?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, it was much better for me.
Okay.
Because I think, and this is another thing too, because I opted to just be open about it, and just talk openly about it, and people reached out to me. So therefore, lots of people, were giving me advice. Lots of people were praying for me, and that made it so much easier for me. And it as a matter of fact, I felt so much love, and hope, and that made me feel even better about me and want to fight even more for me, because if these people could love me so much, then who am I not to love myself, even more, and who am I not to want to live and be there to help other people? So that was, I think that really helped me.
Who has been the biggest influence on your life, and why?
Biggest, my mom, of course. She's a true gem. She's calm. I'm not. She believes in God. She's so faithful to her God. She loves her children. She's always there for everyone. She never raises her voice, and she's such a caring person, such a caring and generous human being, and she's 89 now, and she is still so beautiful in the way she looks, the way she carries herself, and she still will do anything for anybody as long as she can do it. And I love her to death, and I hope that God will help me to get to that age and be anything even close to the person that she is.
Okay, let's go back to the music a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you satisfied with the growth of soca pairing since you started to now?
the growth.
Mm-hmm.
The soca para music is nice, it's enjoyable, it's beautiful, but I think that just like every other genre of music that we have in this country, it would be nice to see our music, our soca para music, go out of Trinidad and Tobago. And I think one of my goals, and I'm going to get together with some of my colleagues in the soca parang field. I think we should try to get this music out to the islands. We go out to the United States, we go to Canada, we go to wherever. But the islands, I feel, we need to get them to embrace the soca parang. And if we could do that, I think by next year, if we could work on that, I think that would be good. But the soca parang, I love our soca parang. I love it. I love that fusion of soca and parang. I think we're doing pretty well.
Okay. Yeah. What's one thing that most people don't know about Marcia Miranda?
Boy, perhaps, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, because maybe that, I don't know, Dion, I don't know, because I think I realize that people say a lot of things to me that surprise me about me even, but that perhaps I get nervous when I have to perform.
Really?
Yes, but when I do hit the stage and I hear my music and I see the audience, I come alive.
All right. Okay, as we wrap up, what's next for you though?
It continues the season. It's really, really packed with performances. I just came out of my first ever concert, and also a big weekend, last weekend, another one coming up here. So it's just lots and lots and lots of performances this Christmas, and I hope to see you and everybody else out there in some audience somewhere. And then Christmas, of course, right around the corner. Next year, we'll see what happens.
Okay, great. Well, Marcia, thanks so much for dishing with us.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you all the best for the season.
Thank you so much, and God bless you, and a very Merry Christmas to you and your viewers.
All right, back at you.